Welcome in to another broadcast of the Clears Mud Podcast. Another broadcast of the Clears Mud Podcast. That almost rhymes.
There you go.
Uh, the show that covers real world nonsense and YouTube shenanigans. With your host, myself, and Banana Grabber. Welcome in. We hope you've had a great week this last week. Mine was absolute and total shite, but what else is new? That's what my weeks are here lately, seems like. But anyway, it is what it is. We muster on
Why
and
was
carry
your
on.
week dog shit?
Well, okay, so recently I was diagnosed with a bulging disc, and
Damn.
went to a specialist, and they diagnosed me with a bulging disc, and so they've given me this medication and stuff that I've had to start taking, and one of them makes me extremely groggy and drowsy. And then I also started physical therapy, and those people are mean to me. And so Friday, when I left out of physical therapy, I was sweating like I just ran the Boston Marathon and could hardly move. And it was just a rough day. It was just a rough day Friday. Didn't sleep
Sounds
any
like it.
I didn't sleep any last or Saturday or Friday night. I got zero sleep. Saturday, I tried to catch up on it, but had things interrupting me and stuff, like my son's calling, wanting to talk. So, long short of it is, I survived. I'm still here. So,
Very good.
anyway. So, Banana, how was your week?
My week was dog shit too. I I left considerable, like I'd say about 15% riding on the market since the last dip will crash last week when we were talking about
Yeah.
that, and now it's gone down another like 30%. So I'm not too happy, but yeah, it's whatever. We got
Well,
topics to talk about today, and some crazy motherfuckers that like some stories that made me genuinely fucking like laugh my
belly
ass
laugh.
off.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's, and like I say, we've been trying to go out and search and find these stories that are just laughable, because I feel like, 2020 was rough, and we had the whole everybody hunker down in your houses, don't touch to nobody, wipe your face and drown yourself in Clorox every time you even think about sniffling or sneezing.
right, right.
To where it was okay. We made it through 2020. We're in 2021, so everything's gonna be great. Everything, yeah. And then 2021 was like, here, hold my beer. And
Yeah, no shit.
so, you know, um,
Well, not for me though, because I live in the most free nation on earth,
well,
Texas.
yeah. So, nation. So Texas, its own nation now.
Sovereign nation, dude.
Sovereign nation. Okay.
Don't tread on me,
Uh,
motherfucker.
we it's not too bad here where I live. I mean, as far as that type of stuff. But since you brought it up, I'm going to talk a little bit. Um, there's been this discussion. We're going to get into a little bit of politics here. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, and I don't want it to, because if I do, it's kind of get my blood pressure up, and I just don't want to, deal with it. But
I don't want to have a heart attack today.
yeah, I want our viewers to be aware of this if they're not. So, there's a huge push right now for everybody to get vaccinated. Okay. And all I'm going to say to that is that if you, if you feel like vaccination is the route for you to go, 100% you go get vaccinated. Okay. I'm not taking a stance on telling anybody what to do with their own personal health. I just not going to do it. Right.
Right. We're not
Um,
fucking doctors.
No,
So.
we're not doctors, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. Okay, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I believe that vaccines are good. I think vaccines have their place. So I'll just say it that way. But there is this movement within certain circles within our government where they feel like people who have been fully vaccinated need some way to identify that they've been fully vaccinated. One of the things that they've talked about is having a wristband or something that a little what they call a bracelet of some kind that
Yeah, like
has either has like a QR code on it or RFID chip or something like that that can be quickly scanned that would bring up their picture so the person could verify that photographically, yes, this is the right person, and B, yes, they can verify they're fully vaccinated so that they could attend social events like, football games or basketball games or concerts or anything of that type of nature, right? We have large gatherings of people. And if you're not vaccinated, then you would not have this type of identification. That scares me. And the reason why that scares me is that is reminiscence. And if I say this, I know people are going to say, "Oh, Rib, you're being hyperbolic. That you're just being overly dramatic, and you're just being silly." I don't think I am. When you start targeting and singling out people because they are a certain way or they're not a certain way, and if you don't have certain papers, then you're not going to be allowed to do certain things. To me, that really is reminiscent of 1940s Nazi Germany. Show me your papers, right? We They made the Jewish people wear stars to denote that they were Jewish, so that they could be quickly identified. That's just, and I'm not equating this to the Holocaust. I'm not in any way, form, shape. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that when you start making a certain demographic within your populace to have to wear, to be singled out or whatever, it's just that's just problematic to me. It
well,
is.
here in my great state, we don't. I Greg Abbott, our governor, actually just passed a bill that if any business or local government tries to mandate a mask or make you wear a mask, they can be fined up to $1,000.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get into that. It's very politically
it's some
charged.
Orwellian shit. So,
But anyway, so let's just get into some of our stories. What do you say?
yeah, sure. Let's go
Okay,
into the fun
okay.
stuff.
Let's get
No
into fun
more dark
shit.
stuff.
No more dark shit. Okay, so our first story is I want to introduce you guys to Shadow Vision.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something about this cat. Right. Now this crossover between I don't fucking know Batman and TMNT. Right. This is now. You may ask yourselves, Riv, how did you happen upon this? Well, I'll tell you how I happened upon this. This guy is in the same state that I live in, and he is patrolling my state's capital, which is Little Rock. Now, Little Rock. Now, there is some seriousness to this. Okay, so it's all not all shits and giggles here. We have a person that is got a certain little corridor, a certain little I don't know what you'd call it. He has an area, right, that he goes and does things on. And what it is is he is robbing and murdering people. And so far this year he has killed 3 people. Okay, so and that's how this story drew my attention. So this guy here is named Shadow Vision, who originally moved here from this. He moved here from. Where did I see that at in this article?
So he's not from Little Rock.
No, he's actually from a whole nother country.
And like on the off chance that there's just viewers listening instead of watching, this guy is like a vigilante and he's dressed
Yeah.
like a fucking teenage. He's like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but with
Yeah.
katanas.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a fucking tucked in shirt and 2 katanas with like spiky bracelets and a fucking Kevlar helmet. I mean,
Okay.
good God.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Okay. it says Shadow Vision's origin story. It says there's no radioactive spider bite, no traumatic family homicides. He was born this way. Shadow Vision came here from Scotland 8 years ago, which perhaps explains his unusual speech pattern. He made his home in North Little Rock because he said he felt a calling. I heard everyone here was losing hope, so I decided to head out here and start helping, he said. So he brought his martial arts skills and impressive superhero kit and marked out his patrol area, which is usually confined to North Little Rock. It says photos on his Facebook page show him standing vigil at the Argentina Plaza and also besides the fountain drink dispenser at what appears to be a come and go on JFK. He sometimes team up with fellow North Little Rock defenders Master Legend and Antihero. So it's not enough that we have one of these guys. We have a total of 3 of these guys. Now,
3 vigilantes.
3
vigilantes.
vigilantes.
Before you go on, I like how this guy's like, there's no radioactive spiderback, no traumatic family homicides, but probably a fair amount of dysfunction for you to actually be who you are today.
Well,
I mean, I like the idea that this guy says he's from Scotland, which explains, the weird voice speech or whatever, but it seems like he's like one of these like 45-year-old guys who just like watches anime all the time, and then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go be a real superhero. And he's like, but like those nerds always pretend to be like from England or like Scotland, and so they put on like a fake accent. It's like, because what person, I mean, I'm not, it could happen, but like there could be a guy from Scotland that came over just to fight crime in Little Rock. But on the off chance that that's not true,
Well,
but anyway.
Okay, so okay. Here's what I'm gonna say to this. There's no stories out there where this guy is causing any harm or anything like that, right? He's not accosting.
He could.
But he's not. I mean, so he wants to play cosplay and dress up as a superhero, right? And so I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with it. And if he was causing problems with the law, with law enforcement or something like that, I'm sure there would have been stories about him having, negative interaction with law enforcement. There's not. I mean, I didn't see anything. So, and here's the thing about it, right? Cities get these. You always have these characters, right, that kind of get associated with a city, whatever, right? And you just kind of know, like New York has that dude that walks around in his underwear playing a guitar.
The naked guitarist. Good.
Yeah, naked guitarist stuff, right? So this is, I mean, and here's the thing. The only thing I guess that's kind of a little bit concerning is if he actually, because here's. Let me go back over here to the. Let me bring this back up here, because the thing that is a little bit concerning is on his Facebook page. Let's see. So the suspect in the serial slashing is described as a man on foot, black, but no one knows much more details than that. Little Rock police released only one photo of the suspect and his face isn't visible. Is it enough to go on? Shadow Vision vows to try. All I can say is he either turns himself in or I will hunt him. It says, should Shadow Vision find the slasher, here's what he would bring to the fight. A steel helmet, bulletproof vest and back plates, shoulder pads, feigned arm cuffs he uses to catch himself on these downhill slides, handcuffs, 2 steel sais strapped to his thighs, and 2 katanas that ride on his back. So as you
tell everyone exactly how to kill you. It's like, that's superhero 101. Let your enemy know exactly what you got. So if it comes to it, he can just pull a gun on you and shoot you in the head.
Anyway, so as you can see here, he's got his little sai. His little sai here on the side.
He can either turn himself in or I will hunt him. It's like
I'll hunt him down. Exactly right. So anyway, here's the thing though, right? This guy's obviously no Bruce Wayne, right? because he
really?
says because he says he put out a post on his Facebook page here, and he says my patrols are pretty limited due to not having a vehicle. I'm raising money for a vehicle so that I can patrol more areas and help the citizens of North Little Rock and surrounding areas feel safe. So if you could donate, he has a PayPal that you can donate money and stuff to, right? It says the one obvious thing missing from his arsenal is speed. Shadow Vision lacks any type of superhero mobile.
He talks in the third person.
So he walks wherever he goes. The vehicle he had before got shot up, he said. So he logs about 80 miles a week, which keeps him fighting shape. Where he's in the market for a car, a Scion.
Scion.
Yeah, is what I'm after.
The Batmobile.
Yeah, they are
He has to crowdfund the Batmobile. That's the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Dude. He doesn't yeah, go ahead.
He says they're agile and can take turns at high speed. He wrote on Facebook, and he's accepting donations via Cash App and PayPal. Anyway, yeah,
he's Scion XD is what I'm after.
Yeah, he is. He's not a. He's quote not a. He's not a Bruce Wayne. He's. So I guess if people wanted to donate, they could, right? So a couple of the other guys that he runs with, one of them is called Antihero. Now I couldn't find a whole lot about this guy.
This guy is obviously not creative. He picked the actual archetype instead of choosing his own name. I mean, good God. I am hero. I am villain. I'm anti-hero.
He says he says the reason he gave his name the reason he gives for naming himself Antihero is because he hates people.
Okay.
But if he hates
why
people,
fight crime?
Yeah, exactly. If he hates people, what the hell is he trying to? Why? Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why even do? I don't know.
These are the type of people who just need to be content with D&D. Like they need to be content with going to F&M and playing D&D with a bunch of nerds just like themselves.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Now we're in luck though, Banana.
Okay, how so?
Well, I'll tell you. There, on this other cat, whose name is Master Legend, right? That he patrols with. Sometimes it says, the article says sometimes he patrols with him. There's actually quite a bit more out there on the net for Master Legend. Okay?
Okay.
I actually found a YouTube video where they did a documentary. Evidently, Master Legend at one point in time was actually in Vegas. He started off in Vegas. Right?
Right.
You're not going to believe this. But there was like an indie film made about this guy.
Why?
Dude, look, I'm not here judging. I'm just saying. I'm just sharing.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's.
Oh wait, was it that one with Rainn Wilson? What is that called? The guy from The Office plays Dwight Schrute. Superhero movie with Dwight Schrute. It's called Super. Yeah.
No. Well. Okay. So a lot of these superheroes like this, right? From my research, yes, chat. I actually researched this. They started showing up after there was a movie that was made, Kick-Ass, right? And the whole premise of that movie was just your average citizens donned or whatever the word is. They put on their costumes and went out and kicked ass.
Yeah.
And by the way, I actually liked the movie Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2.
Oh, it's hilarious.
They're
Yeah.
they're funny little movies, and they're
Nick Cage.
they make fun of themselves. I mean, the whole movie is just but
I
anyway.
prefer Super Cop with Jackie Chan. That movie is the
Yeah,
fucking best movie ever made. You ever seen Super Cop?
I don't think I've seen that one. No, I
Meet
don't
the
think I.
cop that can't be stopped. Jackie Chan, nonstop action. Los Angeles Times. Dude, you have to watch it. It's on Amazon
Okay,
Prime if you get a
okay,
chance.
yeah.
Audience, if you get a chance, this is the movie I watched on VHS every fucking night before I went to bed. Because I only had like a handful of Jackie Chan movies. That's it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and like yeah, if you ever want to watch like one of the most badass like fucking kung fu movies ever, Drunken Master and Super Cop with Jackie Chan. I know it was
So
out of nowhere, but it came
yeah,
up on my
no.
Google search.
So let's just take a little quick snippet here of and take a look here of Master
Oh yeah.
Legend.
Okay, see you soon, man.
Hi, I'm Master Legend. I've been a real-life superhero for 30 years now, officially out in the streets fighting crime and doing good deeds. And that's a lesson for all those people who like to abuse little kids. You'll get a taste of this. I patrol the streets of Winter Park and downtown Orlando.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was in Florida. Okay.
Also homeless. So if you have a place to stay,
Hang on, there was another section here. Let me go over
and
to
you're in
that.
the you're in the Hood County area.
Yes, you're in the Hood County area. Yeah. Okay, let me bring us back up here.
There's the Iron Fist, anyway. One of my throwing stars here. Pretty good one here. Metatron's Trap. Master Legend, hard-boiled egg there. There it is.
Why?
The yolk splattered. There you go. Winter came early. There you go. You don't win them all because it was unbalanced. But if it was balanced, I would have had it. Well, sorry about that.
So this guy, he's just a wrecking machine.
What a fucking character.
Yeah. And that's
how,
what these
like-
guys really are as characters. I mean,
Should
you
we
know.
really be indulging like should we really be indulging like paranoid schizophrenics to this level? Like that's always that's the problem I always had with the church is you have that one kid walking around going and they're like he speaks tongues, he has a gift. It's like no, he needs to have fucking some antipsychotics and a doctor. Oh boy.
Okay. So anyway, I think bottom line, honestly, I don't really care. It's they're not doing anybody harm as long as they're not hurting anybody.
Yeah,
And
I mean, yeah, obviously, as long as they're not harming anybody and they can pretend to be a fucking superhero and it makes them happy, who cares? But yeah, I mean, it is fucking
and
silly
here's-
as shit, though.
it is crazy. I mean, it's not something I'm going to do. I'm not. It's not like I'm going to don on and become the Blob out here or Juggernaut or some shit, right?
Right. You put on a concrete fucking helmet.
Yeah,
Just start running through walls.
run through walls and shit. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But if the only, like I say, the only thing is that makes me kind of concerned is, this, the dude called out this. The papers labeled it a serial killer, right? And so that is a little bit concerning to me because in that article, Shadow Vision says that he's fairly certain that this person tracks his, and watches his Facebook page. Now, I don't know if the guy does or he doesn't, and I don't guess it really matters one way or the other, but now that it made the local papers and stuff, the chances are more than likely that the person definitely saw it now, right? And saw him calling it out.
Safety,
right?
Yeah, he's in danger.
Yeah,
like because he's like goading a serial killer, into a conflict. It's like, maybe don't.
And the thing about it is, okay, so the guy's got some katanas and he's got some size and stuff. Okay, whatever.
That don't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you get shot with a 22 LR right between the eyes. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, that helmet may stop a couple of them, but
well,
maybe.
yeah, but the thing about it is if this guy decides to switch from a knife to a gun, you brought essentially you brought an oversized knife to a gunfight, you
Yeah, and
lose.
it's over. You lose
You know,
immediately.
you know this is not the Matrix where you're going to dodge the bullets, dude. I mean, it could get serious, and so all joking or whatever.
And the stupidest thing is one he put his fucking like I mean, let's just say he was trying to be smart about this. This isn't smart in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But let's, for the sake of argument, you wouldn't list all the things you're wearing to protect yourself and the weapons you have, so that your enemy can know what you're exactly how to like get past that.
But one of the things, because as Banana and I were kind of going over stuff and prepping and getting ready for the show, one of the things that we that was we found amusing was some of these comments that follow this article, right? So
Right.
Tothian wrote, "Hey, he's for real. I've patrolled with him many times now, and the people he meets like him. I'm very glad he's out there. Even the police are glad he's out there." Butthole Surfer says, "You're a domestic abuser." And the Tothian says, "I abuse all evildoers, foreign and domestic." And then Butthole Surfer goes on to says, "This dude's a total con artist. Why are you giving him a platform?" The Dark Defender says, "No, he is not a
Dark
con artist."
Defender.
Dark Defender. So this guy here, Dark Defender, more than likely is another one of these.
superhero.
Yeah, another one of these, right? Or he's thinking about it, right? He says, "No,
Yeah,
he's not a con artist at all. You obviously don't know anything about him, and yet you've already acted like such an expert about him. Maybe you should try talking to him before being so judgmental, dude. Leave it to a critic to pull a dick move." Psh. And Butthole Surfer says, "He has claimed his stepfather was a serial killer. He has claimed in the past his mother was killed by a serial killer when she was actually still alive. He has very recently claimed that his house burned down when we know in fact that he has not. It has not. He didn't move here from Scotland 8 years ago. He lived in North Carolina. Oh, and he's never been documented as a stopping any crimes. And now he wants to buy him a car, or now he wants you to buy him a car. He's a fraud who is attempting to get fame and money from pretending to fight crime."
I like how the guy who's Butthole Surfer is like
Yeah.
is like going through it like it's a fucking like critical investigation. And
Oh,
it's like whereas it's
yeah.
obvious to everyone. It's like no shit. This guy is lying about 90% of the stuff he's saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's the only person it's not obvious to is you and Dark Defender.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so funny. Like I hope for the world where Butthole Surfer becomes his arch nemesis and he dons like a villain outfit and then they go fight in the square. Like, oh god.
Anyway.
What's the? I really wish the Times would not legit. I like how Dark Defender is a repeat visitor of this article.
Yeah.
He's trying to defend Dr. Spectre. Wow, at least he's trying to make a better world. Everyone wants to be a fucking superhero. I mean, Arkansas is a problem. What are they putting in the water in Little Rock?
What are they putting in the water?
Yeah,
Lead. Hell, I don't know, dude. Fluoride. Shit.
LSD.
I
That's
don't
some
know.
like watch in the next 20 years we'll find out they're doing some experiments with mind control again, and they're
God.
dosing these guys with LSD and telling them they have powers.
I don't know. I mean,
I abuse all evildoers, foreign and domestic. My name is Tothian.
No.
I
Yeah,
rolled a nat 20, so you're dead now.
I think there's probably some legitimacy to the criticism that the old Butthole Surfer here is leveling, where
He's just a dipshit, though. He's like the same thing. That's what makes it hilarious. It's like,
well,
you
yeah, I
don't
mean,
know-
he's taking this shit serious, right? I mean,
I know, like it's like anyone cares. So-
Yeah, I mean, yeah, granted, I mean, but I think that you have to kind of be a little bit.
on the spectrum.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think you have to be a little bit cautious, right? Because you don't want. They're asking for money, and.
He's asking for a car. I mean, he probably needs a car to go to the fucking, the
Whatever.
last Blockbuster that's in town that he can go work at.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm being really hard on the guy, but it's hilarious to me, so I don't care.
yeah. So, kind of moving along here. we're gonna move into probably the more I don't know, insane subject that we're going to talk about today. Then probably even more insane than the guys dressing up like want to be Batmans and shit.
No money.
Twitch. Okay, so for those of you that have been hit out underneath a rock and haven't watched Twitter over the last few days, week, there was some I guess you would call it controversy. There was dust up, whatever words you want to
This
use.
has been going on for like the past 2 weeks. Like the back and forth between.
Yeah, but I mean, it really kind of came to a head this last week, I guess you would say. But
Yeah.
anyway,
The hot tub streams caused
hot
this.
tub stream. Yeah, there was hot tub streams. Well, what started it all off, if we're quite honest, was there was a streamer or that whose name is, and I'm going to apologize because I'm probably going to get this wrong. Whose name was whose name is Amaranth.
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 I
How dare you say her name wrong?
yeah, okay. Well, come at me, whatever.
I'm just kidding, okay.
So she tweeted out on May the 18th. She says, "Yesterday I was informed that Twitch has indefinitely suspended advertising on my channel. Twitch didn't reach out in any way whatsoever. I had to initiate the conversation after noticing without any prior warnings all the ad revenues had disappeared from my excuse me, this medication. I apologize, guys. My channel analytics. This is an alarming precedent, and it serves as a stark warning that although content may not ostensibly break community guidelines or terms of service, Twitch has complete discretion to target individual channels and partially or wholly demonetize them for content that is deemed not advertised fairly, something that there is no communicated guideline for. This leaves open-ended the question of where the line is drawn. Many people complain about TOS being unclear, but at least there's something to go by. There's no known policy for what results in a streamer being on this blacklist with characteristic opacity. The only thing Twitch made clear is that it is unclear whether or when my account can be reinstated. All right. So she tweeted that out back on the 18th. All right. And because she was one of the first big streamers that do these hot tub streams that became vocal about this demonetization. All right.
Now, let's explain for the viewing audience what exactly a hot tub is. If it isn't already obvious, a hot tub stream is where a titty streamer will get on Twitch and they'll be on like a big inflatable pool noodle inside of another inflatable pool, and then they'll get donation incentives to write names on their body. So if you donate something, you get to pick where they write your name, and I think that's about it. Am I wrong? is that not?
Well, I don't know if we necessarily want to call
there
them.
Might be some commentary in there, you know.
I don't want to necessarily call them titty streamers.
They're titty streamers.
They are young ladies who are scantily dressed in.
Okay, you disavow. I'm saying titty streamer.
Okay, I'm disavowing. They are scantily clothed in the videos.
They got big old titties, so
in the videos that I went out and forced myself to watch for you guys. I put myself through that. It was quite torturous watching a very young lady in very revealing attire dance and prance around and have mind-numb conversation that I could get from staring at a fucking wall. I digress. I even called my wife over to ask her, was it sexual? Did this look sexual? Did this look overtly sexual? Did this in any way Was it, would she
Yeah.
call it problematic? Because I kind of wanted to get a older, not older. I wanted a female opinion, and
Don't
and
let her hear you.
yeah, well. So anyway, she's younger than me, but whatever. But anyway, so I wanted to ask her, was did she, was as a female, did that look like it was overtly sexual or anything, right?
Right.
And her answer was no, it was not. She said she's dressed, she's got clothes on. It's nothing. It's not. She didn't see anything there where it was any more, any less that anyone would see if they went to a beach.
Fair enough.
And I said, well, yeah, you're right. So anyway, we, so anyway, let's just, so anyway, Twitch finally on the 21st comes out with a blog post that they put to discuss this subject. It says, let's talk about hot tub streamers. And they did this on the 21st. Now that's a full, 3 days, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. 3 days later.
Yeah, they had to contact their PR.
Well, yeah, they had to get everything right in order, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, it says over the past few weeks, we've seen many conversations about hot tub streams, and we want to address it candidly. Well, okay, whatever. The content brings up questions that are complex with few easy, clear answers. We're approaching it thoroughly we're approaching it thoughtfully and respectfully, which is why we've taken our time to address it publicly after a lot of internal deliberation. Given the nuances, this is going to be a long post, but we want to explain in detail our thinking and approach, as well as the next steps in both the short and long term. We will link this blog post, of course, so you guys can read it in its entirety. As you can see, it's quite long. But basically, what they're going to do is they've introduced a new category called pools, hot tubs, and beaches. Okay. That you can go to and see that content. All right. I don't think that they're allowed to go into the just chatting or anything like that anymore. Since they have this new category, and that is one thing that Twitch is kind of a stickler for. If you're playing a game or something like that, then they really want you in that game category. If you're just hanging out and chatting, then fine. You can just hang out and chat. So I think that, I think that's, like I say, I'm going to have that. You guys can read it in its full entirety. I'm not going to sit and read this to you guys. This is not reading Rainbow, and I'm not LeVar Burton. Okay. So, you guys, anyway, I'm going now. Banana and I are going to have a conversation about this. But I wanted to show a couple of things, and these clips that I'm going to show you guys. These originate from an article that is covered by Dextro, and I will again have the link to this article so that you guys can go and read the article if you want. But this is Asmund Gold. It says accuses Twitch of creating anti-woman sentiment after fourth Indie Fox ban. Now, Indie Fox ban is another one of these streamers that was doing the hot tub streaming and stuff, right? Now, I've got these are three clips that I'm going to play. These clips are from a stream that Asmund Go did. And these clips are actually from a couple of months ago. So this was something that goes hand in hand with what's going on and why there's all this backlash, I feel. Okay. So let me bring up this the first clip. Each one of these clips are not too terribly long. So I just want to play them in order, and then we can discuss, and we'll have quite a lengthy discussion about all this stuff. So here we go.
Every time it's been for the same period of time. If that happened to Forzen, he'd be like, they would find a way to send Twitch would not only ban Forzen, they would find a way to send him to the moon in real life. They would ban him from Earth. Let's be honest. Why is it that this person gets multiple 3-day suspensions over and over and over, but other people get permabanned? Especially whenever it's the same exact stuff. Every time it's been for the same period of time.
And then here's the next clip.
Suspensions over and over and over, but other people get permabanned. Especially whenever it's the same exact stuff.
Is that the same clip?
On top of that, then she goes and makes a tweet and says that she's going to stream on OnlyFans, which is a violation of the partner contract, by the way. And then after that, nothing happens. Here's what Twitch is doing. Here's what I think is happening. I think Twitch is actually indirectly fermenting and creating a lot of anti-women sentiment. I really think that they are, by not treating this fairly. I think anybody would see that the way that she's been acting and the way that other people have been acting and see what the difference in the punishments is. And it's very clear that something is not right. It's very clear. And I think they need to do something.
And here's the last one.
Clear that something is not right. It's very clear. And I think they need to do something about it, because the reason why they need to do something about it is that every single other person sees that, and it creates this discontent. And that's why I think that unfairness is so, what's the word for it? It's so insidious. It's so subversive that it infects the entire population, even whenever it only affects a small amount of the population, because it creates a narrative that some people can get away with stuff and other people can't. Yeah, I think everybody should be treated fairly. And I think everybody knows that if anybody else had received 4 bans in that period of time, they'd been off the platform in a
bring back
second,
Leafy.
especially if they went and they
Dickhead.
immediately broke the partner contract after it.
So bring back Leafy, dickhead. So don't ban Leafy. You know, by your own admission, you know, equal treatment across the board. And here's the thing. This is the annoying thing. Is so then there's one side that, there's two sides to how people react to what Asmongold just said. One side goes, so make the platform really strict. And the other people go, well, so let everyone do what they want. And I'm the type of guy that goes, let everyone do what they want, as opposed to just banning everyone because 2 rights definitely make a wrong in some people's eyes. And that's stupid logic. I don't agree. Does it make sense?
So, yeah, but okay, so here's the problem, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go back to what Amoranth said. You know, the problem is that, you know, Twitch has these terms of service or these guidelines that you agreed to, right? And they're clear, but they're not clear. And the reason why they're not clear goes from what Asmongold's saying. Now, I want to say this from the get-go. I don't like him. I don't like Asmongold. I think he's a whiny little mealy-mouthed bitch. But, that being said, he is right in this context. 100%. Because you have, and it's not just this indie, Fox situation, okay? Let's talk about Alinity, okay?
Well, he's a fucking simp. So, obviously he's going to swing on the side of personal liberty and fair, equal treatment when it comes to women. But when it comes to neckbeards like myself or somebody like Leafy who is doing, risky comedy on the internet, nah, not gonna happen.
Okay. First of all, did you hear what he
He's a
said?
hypocrite.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said that there should be uniform treatment between all creators on the platform because whenever you have unfair treatment, it creates negative reaction towards the people who are being like helped by the unfair treatment. So say like the women who are being given all of the freedom in the world to have titty streams, well then a lot of people start having anti-woman sentiment because they go and attack them because they're like the golden children of YouTube.
That's not
Or
what he
not
said.
YouTube, Twitch.
That's not what he said.
That's literally what he said. What did he say?
No. Okay, what he said is this. Is you have content creators on Twitch that get banned for the exact same reasons. But if it's a female streamer, it's a temporary ban and they're let right back on. But if it's a male streamer, then they're perma-banned right then and there, period. And the example he's talking about here is Indie Fox. Now, Indie Fox got banned 4 times in a very short period of time. But no, you said he was a simp, and so he was defending them.
No, you didn't understand what I was saying. Because what I said is exactly what you're saying. I'm saying the unfair treatment of creators on the platform creates anti-women sentiment because this chick has been given a like myriad of comebacks and she hasn't been permabanned like some men have. So therefore, what Asmongold is saying, it creates anti-woman sentiment because the guys who get banned without any fucking reason whatsoever, according to them, they go, well, why the fuck is she getting special treatment? And then they start saying all this other horrid shit about, like, oh, well, it's women. Women are the problem, and all that shit. So that's what he's saying.
All right. So yes, yes, we agree. Yes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So all right. So Twitch is creating a toxic situation because they're not following their own policies.
Yes.
All right. So, all right, we have that clear. Now, you and I were having a conversation last night about this, and the whole thing is that, well, rather than me saying what is your stance? Let's just put your stance out there about the situation and what you think.
My stance is this. Like, one, I'm in agreement with most of y'all whenever it comes to, like, yes, Twitch is treating, giving the women unfair treatment. In regards to giving them way too much privilege. So the women can mess up far more than men and they don't get permabanned, right? I'm in agreement there. However, I think whenever it comes to creators' livelihood and you start demonetizing their shit based off of public opinion of people like Brittany Venti or like some conservative type Christians like Jessix who think women who want to like be slutty online or what you consider to be smut category, you just don't want it on the internet or on Twitch for that matter because it grosses you out or you find it immoral. I think no, go fuck yourself because that content. I feel like creators should have the ability to do what they want and monetize their whatever creative passion they have online, whether it be even up to porn. So like they go to Pornhub for that. Twitch has an anti nudity policy, but you know what I'm saying. Like essentially, if whatever they feel like they want to do on Twitch, go for it. Don't care.
Okay. So you said that
within law.
Hang on.
Law,
so that entity, the entity being Twitch, can monetize whoever it is they want to monetize, right?
Sure.
Okay. So if Twitch decides that they are no longer going to monetize the bikini streamers, then that is their right to do so as well, correct?
Well, no, it depends because they've already so these
well,
people.
Well, hold it. Hang on. You can't have that both ways, Banana. You can't sit there and say a company has. Okay, you said that a company has the right to monetize whoever they see fit. Right? That's what you said. It is.
If it's a fucking platform, then
but it is solely at the discretion of that company who they place ads on.
I mean, if they have a partner creator, then why are they removing monetization from their
Okay,
platform?
here's the thing we have to. I want us to make sure we're clear on.
Okay.
When they demonetize these channels, right, or that channel, all they're doing is removing the ability for that person to run ads on their channel. That's it while they're streaming. Or that if a person is going back and watching a previous stream in a VOD format.
Right.
That's all.
You're
That's
saying
that's all they're doing.
that like the company has the right to take away ads, and I'm
Yeah.
saying they the reason they're taking away ads is stupid because it's still within their target demographic.
Okay,
So
hang
like
on.
the company, their board members may go like, hey, like we don't want this kind of content on our platform because the advertisers think it's a little risque. But what they fail to understand is that everyone on Twitch who happens to go to a titty stream is still a gamer. Those are still kids that are like, or
Okay.
adults
All right.
that still watch like
But okay,
gaming content.
all right, but here's the thing. And YouTube went through this not once but twice. Right?
Mhm.
That apocalypse and then that apocalypse 2, correct?
Yeah.
Because advertisers learned, because the mainstream media started running articles and started showing, hey, your ads for your company are running on these alt-right or whatever type of channels that there were. Do you really want your brand or your product associated with this type of content? And the advertisers said, not only did they say no, they said hell no, and they froze for a period of time, they froze their advertising with YouTube, right? Until YouTube could develop a mechanism to ensure and guarantee these advertisers that their ads would not run on that type of content anymore. Correct?
Yeah, because of public backlash. Because of like, so
Okay.
like the reason what I'm saying here, what I'm tying together is like people like Brittany Venti or Jessix, the ones that say ew, porn nasty, these women are sluts, and you know, they shouldn't be on the platform. I'm specifically targeting them and saying you're full of shit. I don't believe you. And even if you do like that, fuck you. Your Puritan standards mean nothing to me because the
Okay.
internet is all about freedom.
Okay.
So like,
All right.
and another thing is the argument where the kid, you know, there's like, oh, a 14-year-old kid or like a 13-year-old kid who happens to see the titty stream. And it's like, well, we should regulate Twitch instead of having the parents take care of their kids' fucking online activity.
Okay,
And
so
then
let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. All right. So, because you and I had a conversation off stream about this, and I told you that, in my opinion, that in a situation that little Johnny or little Susie or whatever the scenario is, that is underage, goes to Twitch, and winds up going and watching one of these top streams, and I said that 90% of the responsibility lies with the parent and the child. 90% of it. And I said about 10% of it, roughly, lies with the provider of the content, which is Twitch. And you disagreed with me vehemently, and you said that 100% of it lies on the parent and the child, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My argument is this is the reason why 10% of it lies with the content provider, which in this case is Twitch, is it's real simple. Twitch is responsible for employing how many people?
I don't know.
Okay. And they have different types of employees, right? You have the employees that are behind the scenes, that are tech people that are taking care of the servers, taking care of the application to make sure that the streaming is running right and all that, right? You have those people. And then you have your other people that are marketing, and then you have the ones that are the hand holders for the different streamers and whatever, right? But then
Right.
they also, and the vast majority, probably the largest majority of their employees, is actually the streamers that they partnered with on their platform. right? Because they've entered into a contract with these people, said, hey, we're partnering with you, right?
Mhm.
So here's the thing, and this is what's starting to happen. Okay, now you can lay it at the feet of whatever her name was, Venti or whoever else was you
People
named.
like them, but
Okay,
yes, they
and that's
do.
fine. But here's the thing: you have to also acknowledge and understand, right?
Mhm.
They have every much as right to do what they've done as you have a right to disagree with what they've done. Correct?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
Now,
that's the
so,
whole point of arguing publicly.
okay. All right. So they point out, right? They point out that there's these issues, and you have this type of content, be it a Puritan stance or whatever. There's this content. Then what happens is you have some lower level online article or online magazine or whatever that gets it, starts running the story, and then the next thing you know, you have something like Dextro pick it up, which is a little bit larger with a little bit more coverage and so forth. And then the next thing you know, you have the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or something like that, and they do an article. And then here's what they do: they start going and contacting the advertisers that are running these ads on on the platform, right? And then all of a sudden, the
Yep.
advertisers say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! We don't want our stuff on that type of content. So we're going to freeze our advertising until you can come up with some sort of mechanism to ensure that our ads or our advertising money is not going and being directed to those type of content." And so,
Okay, so
and that's a okay. So there's where the 10% of responsibility. It is not, they don't owe a responsibility to the mother or the child. They owe a responsibility to their employees
they're
to ensure,
shareholders.
and their shareholders, to ensure that that money still continues to come in, right? So they continue to keep the doors open. Now
But
here's the thing too. Here's the thing too.
qu-
But here's the thing too, Banana.
Can I respond?
You can in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Just because they remove the ads does not mean that they remove the ability for them to have subscribers. They haven't removed the ability for people to donate money to them, nor have they removed the ability for people to donate bits to them. Okay, so they're still able to receive money outside of Twitch, quote, advertising. That's it. All they've done is say, we're not going to run ads. That's it. And if you talk to anybody who is a Twitch streamer that is partnered or is able, has that kind of, they'll tell you right now, the amount of money that they get from ads is pocket change in contrast to what they get from.
That doesn't fucking matter. It's still their goddamn money. And let me address your first point.
No,
as
it's
well.
not their money. If Twitch says we're not running ads on it, it's not their money. It's Twitch's money. It's Twitch's money, and they can direct it to whoever the hell they decide they want to direct it to. And they said we're not putting in hot tubs no more.
Holy shit! If you were a content creator on the platform,
Yeah.
I can't even remember the fucking first points you made because we went so far past it. Jesus Christ! Hold on. The main point of contention is the people like Brittany Venti and fucking Jessix. Like I said, like I don't give a shit about the shareholders. I understand all that. I understand they have a business model that they have to fucking go by. Like what I'm saying is like it does, two wrongs don't make a right, and the people fucking like the doing the opposite cancel culture, like the Republican conservative side, the fucking Christians that are like, oh, I don't like porn and shit. Like what is their fucking motivation? Why do they give a shit? And besides, like there are ads that can be run on those videos that aren't specifically gamer ads. Like you're acting like you understand the fucking intricate layers of marketing, that go on within Twitch. There's been plenty of ads on shit like even whenever like podcasts like Joe Rogan or Count Dankula where they like do like Fleshlight or some shit. There's targeted sexual ads. They could go on that content as well. It's like they're not limited. They're just taking action because one group is mad. And so it's like, so the people that are mad that other content creators are being canceled, they're going after the other side and going, well, fuck you. We're going to go ahead and attack your shit too. And it's like, why does that make it okay? Why don't you just fucking go for the like you just burn the whole system down because it doesn't matter anyway? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is this: if Twitch doesn't have any type of mechanism in place to be able to assure these advertisers that their money, their ads, is not going on those particular channels, and they don't want them on that particular channels, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, YouTube went through the same thing, dude, and they had to put in a mechanism to allow the advertisers to direct, say, yes, I'm okay with these channels, but I'm not okay with these channels. And Twitch, here's the thing, Twitch could be doing the same thing. And until they get it in place, they're just not going to put ads out there on those particular channels. There very well could be some more, as you say, adult content. There could be those advertisers want to target to those channels, and they could do that going forward. But right now they can't because they don't have the back end to allow that to occur.
Why, how are we arguing? Because what you're arguing against makes, like, I am aware of everything you're saying. What I'm arguing against is something you agree with, which is that these people on the opposite side of the aisle that are doing the same shit that the woke people are doing, which is canceling people's monetization. But somehow it doesn't matter because
no, your argument is they don't have a right to gripe and complain, and you're arguing that Twitch doesn't have the right to remove the ads from them, and that they're caving in, and so therefore they're stupid for doing so. That's your argument, right?
It's stupid. They have a right to do it, but it's stupid.
Okay, you're entitled. Listen, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying that you're not.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that I really don't give a shit. Period. I'm just saying, and I'm taking the stance of that the company can do whatever the hell it is they want to do. Period. And it doesn't matter if you're upset about it. It doesn't matter if I'm upset about it. It doesn't matter if it looks like they're aligning with whoever the quote Christian right. It doesn't matter. It ultimately doesn't matter.
Do you agree that it's the same thing though? It's the same thing as the woke people are doing. They're canceling. They're targeting the fucking advertisers. They're saying this content is problematic, so you should probably remove your advertising. And then Twitch has to take action.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
So we're in agreement.
But who cares?
Who cares? What do you mean? Who cares?
I don't fucking care.
You don't. Okay, so you don't care whenever people like Gina Carano get canceled off of Mandalorian. Because everyone was like, look at her. She compared the Holocaust to a fucking cancel culture.
Here's the thing. I am just one person who has a podcast that on any given day gets maybe 100 views. We have 38 subs. Okay.
Hey, we got one more.
All right. I have about 100 Twitter followers, and I tweet out shit that I think is interesting or important. And here's what I'll say. I personally, because of the way that Gina Carano was treated, will not be watching anything going forward that is Star Wars related. That includes The Mandalorian. That includes the Boba Fett thing that they were going to do as a spinoff. I'm not going to watch it anymore. I'm not going to support it. Okay? Now, I don't watch the hot tub streamers.
Neither do I.
There are very few. There are actually very few channels that I actually watch on Twitch. The ones that I do watch, I do support through subscribing. Okay.
Shout out to Dead on Dave.
Dead on Dave, Nixie, and Diva. Okay, I subscribe to all of them, and D-Max.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm subbed to all their channels. I support them when they're streaming. If at all possible, I go over there and interact with their streams. I do what I can as an individual to support these streamers. Now, that being said, me ranting and raving is not going to change what they decide to do as an entity, right?
Dude, I'm sorry to come after you, but like I just don't understand where you're coming from. Because had this been Ethan Klein going after Keemstar's sponsors, you'd be up in arms.
No, I wouldn't.
You have been though.
No, I haven't.
You wouldn't care. You'd say, "Well, there's nothing I can do about it." I don't.
It was, okay, let me tell you. The whole thing with Ethan Klein and Keemstar was you had two millionaires that are swinging their dicks at each other. They both cost each other their sponsorships, their brand deals, and they both lost more money. Ethan lost more than Keemstar did because the only one that he had that he broke the deal or killed with Keemstar was G Fuel. Ethan Klein lost a shit ton of advertisers over the deal. Okay?
Yeah.
So guess what? They didn't have an extra few $1,000s in their pocket that month. I don't give a shit. They were millionaires already. I don't care. The bottom
but it
line,
affects the entire platform is the point.
okay, it affects the entire platform. I'm asking you a question. How much money did it cost you?
Okay. I mean, I guess nothing matters, then we should all just kill ourselves.
No.
Because nothing matters.
Oh, good God.
No, we can't do anything. Might as well just go drive off a bridge.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So, how many tweets did you tweet at Ethan where he listened and listened to what you had to say about quitting the shit because of the damage he was doing to the platform? How many tweets did he acknowledge of yours that you tweeted at him? Okay, same thing with me. Same thing with me. And I tweeted at, called him an idiot and everything else. I've made how many videos on this particular podcast have we discussed Ethan Klein and how big of an asshat he is? How many times have we talked about him specifically on this podcast that he's an asshat?
A bunch.
Okay. What I'm saying is it's real simple, and I'll try to put this again. Okay. I will speak out where I think a great injustice has occurred. I will try to do my best to try to point out and try to make it draw attention to it. Okay, you're doing the same thing, but ultimately, let me tell you what the deal is. These corporations are going to do what these corporations do. Period.
That's
Now,
not
you're
very optimistic.
Well, it's not about optimism, dude. It's real. That is just being a realist.
Then why do the show?
We do the show. We do the show for entertainment. We do the show for.
Yeah.
Okay, we're discussing. Okay. In this particular case, you're really. This is something that you're passionate about because.
Well, I don't like people. One, I don't like people's money getting fucked with, and I like the idea that we can have a platform that is consistent with allowing creators to do what they feel like they
so
want to
then
do
here's
online.
so here's the problem. Okay, if Twitch, and understand something, Twitch is at the root of all of this. Okay, now you want to sit there and you want to bitch at Twitch because they're being unjust and they're being unfair because they're not allowing ads to run on these channels. Because in your opinion, there's nothing that's problematic about these channels. Okay? Here's the problem. Some of these channels, as Asmund Gold pointed out, have been banned for 3 and 4 days repeatedly, and you have their male counterparts who gets the very first ban for the same identical thing, and they're permabanned. They're not allowed back on the channel, period.
You're the type of guy that I explained earlier that falls on the other side of me. Whereas I say make the entire platform free, and you say fight fire with fire, do the same thing to the opposition.
No. What I'm saying is that no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. If Twitch has a set rule of policy and guidelines in terms of service, which they do, then they need to apply it equally. And when they don't apply it equally, then that's when they have this resentment that builds up. Now, okay, all right. So you have people like Alinity, who is so cancerous and so problematic with her content. Yet she only got banned one time, like for a few hours off of Twitch. Maybe it was a day at best. Okay.
Yeah, and it causes anti-women sentiment, like as said.
Exactly. So Twitch is at the heart of this. Okay. So you want to sit there and say that Twitch should be, Twitch has created this problem for themselves, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have no sympathy for Twitch.
I agree.
And unfortunately, you have some young ladies who are using the assets that God gave them to milk money out of idiot guys that want to throw money at them because they think that by
More
throwing
power to
money
them.
at them, that's going to get them somewhere with them, which it's not. It's the same thing going to a strip. Listen, guys, you'll get the same result. Go to a strip club and start throwing out 20s and $100 bills at the strippers, and I'll tell you something. You ain't taking them home at the end of the night, guys. They're not going to be your girlfriend. That's not going to happen.
If
And
those
it's
guys are stupid enough to shill out their money in hopes that they're gonna get a girl at a strip club, more power to the stripper who takes the money. Honestly,
exactly.
because,
I don't have a problem with that. If they
yeah,
Now, here's the thing. Last night you asked me, did I think that this was predatory? And yes, I do think to me personally, I think it is predatory. I do think it's predatory because I've known guys who are so, I don't know what the word, they're such an introvert and they're so awkward and they don't know how to interact with women that they feel like if they throw enough money at a girl that they can get that girl's attention and they can buy that affection, if you will. Now,
we should rename this show the Blame Game. So who's at fault for that? Is it the guy for not having more of a backbone and being a man?
yes,
Is it his parents for not instilling a sense of manhood into the child? Is
it's
it the woman?
no, it's
for
the guy.
abusing the man?
Okay. It could be a little bit of the parents and the way that the guy was raised, and he may have been sheltered or whatever. But it falls on the guy. I'm not okay, but
Yeah. He should grow the fuck up.
but what I'm saying is okay. It still doesn't mean it's not predatory.
It can be predatory all at once, but I don't see it as wrong. I mean,
I'm
like,
not okay. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's wrong.
I'm not
in
trying
the
to say you are.
in the context, I'm not saying that the girls are wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
they're
I'm not trying to put you into a corner.
I'll definitely say that it's immoral for them to do it.
You don't agree with it on some level.
No, I don't agree with it at all on any level. Okay,
Yeah.
because these young women are savvy enough that they can
Oh,
spot they spot those type of guys, and they take it
Weak.
and they take
advantage of them.
They take advantage of them, and in that context, it is predatory. Now,
And that
ultimately,
is wrong. 100%.
yes. Now, ultimately, the guy is to blame because he's allowing himself to be manipulated in that way. Okay, and his parents are to blame maybe because they oversheltered him and they didn't, whatever. Okay, so I do believe that it is, and a lot of these hot tub streamers or these e-thoughts or what did you call them, titty streamers?
Titty streamers. Yeah.
They use the same practices and the same
Format. It's the
format
exact same.
to
Cookie
extract to extract it. The only difference is they're not grinding on their crotches at some strip club. That's it.
Well, and they're fully clothed. It's like softcore porn.
Oh, but hang on, no, because I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Because I asked my wife again.
Scantily clad.
Some of these, and the VODs I pulled up, whatever.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
what's her name? It's like showed her actual fucking twat on stream.
They,
yeah,
but
sorry.
here's the thing: they are wearing the same type of attire that are worn in the strip clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, understand there's different kinds of strip clubs, right?
They're wearing a bikini.
You have strip clubs. You have strip clubs where they get totally naked, okay, and then you have strip clubs where they're not allowed to get naked. And it all depends upon the laws of the state, right? The state where I live in, they do not allow total nude.
Get out of town.
No, I'm serious. You can't.
No total nudity in Arkansas.
No.
Wow,
The most they'll allow them to do is they'll allow them to take their tops off, but then they have to have pasties covering up the
that's
the
depressing.
nipple area. Yeah.
God
well,
bless you.
whatever.
Well, I mean, do you really want to go to a strip club in fucking Arkansas, see some girl with a C-section scar smoking a cigarette? I don't think so.
I haven't been to one in years and years and years. I'll tell you, my wife and
same
I.
applies for Texas, by the way.
My wife and I are coming up on our 25th anniversary, and it was several years before that was the last time before I even got married that I was in a strip club. So
right.
it's been 20 some odd years.
Quite some time.
Actually 25. It's probably been closer to about 30 some odd years since I've been in a strip club.
Date yourself there, buddy.
I'm old as hell. What do you want me to say?
But
But even then back then I seen guys that would in there would just get and I'll be honest with you, okay. because I was this hillbilly, this rural podunk little dude. And the first time I went into a strip club, I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys that was marked, and those, and they would come and they could see me coming a mile away, and
Oh
they
yeah.
worked me for money. And
All you
you know,
got.
looking back on that, it was a
How you doing today, Alex?
hey, how you doing, Alex? Looking back at that time, I get upset with myself because I allowed myself to be manipulated in such a way. But it was a
Right.
learning experience. It's one of those things where I had to learn, not not to allow myself to be manipulated because some girl had some nice tits and her coochie smelled good because she sprayed something on it. Bottom line,
Right.
um, so I
I
here's
mean,
the thing.
dude, like we really aren't so much in necessarily difference of opinion. Like, but the crux of the issue are twofold. It's like my opinion still stands, and this is where we vehemently disagree. Is that like I think a platform should be able to monetize the content that their creators come up with, as long as it's in with the letter of the law, and if in the hard line being nudity, right? So if you want to do porn, go to Pornhub. All right. But and the second thing is the whenever it comes to say like little Johnny, 13-year-old goes on to Twitch and sees some softcore porn titty streamer, I don't blame Twitch, and I blame the parent, and I blame Johnny,
Okay,
because like we said in our discussion, you said you take 90-10, and you know what, maybe Twitch has 10%, but even if they have that 10%, and if I concede that to you, I still think the 10% is untenable for them to moderate that content on behalf of the child and parent.
okay, but here's the thing: the 10% is okay. Okay,
Like
so
the risk
let me.
is going to be there. You
All right,
can't mitigate all risk.
so let me represent this a little bit different way. In the situation where little Johnny, little Susie, whatever, goes into Twitch, finds one of the e-thought streamers and starts watching them, that is 100% between the child and the parent. Okay, period.
Mhm.
The problem is like I said, is that where the responsibility falls on Twitch is this. Is the bottom line is Twitch is marketing a product to get viewers to sit and watch and to donate money, which by the way, they don't get any money of the donations, right? When you like, if you donate through Streamlabs or whatever, the streamers, they get 0% of that. No, they don't.
No,
No.
on the Amazon Prime stuff, they do take, like when you subscribe to, don't they take a cut?
Okay, let me. If
Oh,
you
my bad,
don't,
sorry.
okay, if you donate through Streamlabs, they get
Oh, Stream-
zero.
yeah.
They get zero of that. Now Streamlabs gets a cut or a portion of it, right? Now on the excuse me, on the subs, right? They take half. So if in the bottom tier sub for any channel is $5. So for every $5 subscription, they get $2.50. The streamer gets $2.50. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now I don't know, because most of these e-thought streamers like that, I went and looked to check their channels out. They have 2 and 3 tiers of subscriptions, like 5, 10, and then like $25 tiers, right?
Right.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that Twitch has an obligation to everybody that is on their platform streaming and that has met the metrics to become partnered with them, right? And there's different tiers of partnership with Twitch. Okay. You have, and I don't remember what offhand it is, but you have your basic one. Okay, so you have just what you're on there and you're streaming, but you're not able to get subs. You can get donos if people want to donate through your Streamlabs, right? Or they can throw bits at you, I think, right? Maybe no, I don't think they can throw bits at you until you've actually hit that tier to where you can be at the. I don't think it's not quote partnered, but you're able to get subs and stuff, right? And then when
It's like affiliate.
affiliate or whatever, right? And then when you
Yeah,
become
yeah.
partnered, you have like so many subs and so many people watching all the
You
time
get a
and whatever.
contract.
You get a contract with them, yes. And in that point in time,
And I
that's
believe that one. What I was saying earlier, sorry, just to correct,
yeah,
is that I believe that one girl was actually in breach of contract, and that's why her channel got terminated.
possibly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is that they have an obligation to everybody that they have partnered with, affiliate or otherwise, to ensure that they're able to keep the lights on, for lack of a better word, right? And so when they start catching heat from the general public, whatever, because of news articles and stuff that were written and doing articles and stories on it and stuff, right? And then when you have people on their own platform that are streaming, such as Asmongold, which we showed earlier in those clips, when he's taking Twitch to task, saying that Twitch, you are what is causing this situation, right? Twitch has to, and that stuff is used in news articles to come against them, right?
Yeah.
Twitch has to back up and say, okay, we're going to have to make some changes here to keep the lights on. Now, the cat's out of the bag, whatever, or whatever you want to say, the water's over the dam or whatever, but if Twitch would have been a little bit more adherent to their rules and would have applied them equally and would not have allowed some of these female streamers to get away with some of the stuff that they've been allowed to get away with, when male counterparts, when they did the exact same thing, was instantly, off with their heads, right? Boom, that quick, they're gone off the platform. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? The problem is Twitch is notorious for not communicating and sharing and being just forthcoming. For crying out loud. Look, how long ago was it that Dr. Disrespect was banned from the site and was not, according to Dr. Disrespect, was not given a reason why he was banned?
You know why he was banned, though, right?
Well, we speculate.
leveraging a dead. He was leveraging a dead deal and was in violation of his contract by trying to scam them.
That's speculation. That's not
speculation. That's actually confirmed.
How's that confirmed? Because
I'm pretty sure somebody.
Okay, if you're going to go and reference that interview that was given with that voice actor from COD, that he says, well, I believe this. He was told from a person who was told from. It's like second, third hand information. There's no confirmation.
Well,
it was all speculation.
If that was what's his name, the ghost voice actor, and it was just he said she said, then sure, I recant my statement. But I'm pretty sure there was a fucking.
Now,
was there not a fucking verified?
No. There's, to this day, has not been anything verified.
Because that's what we all thought. We all thought that he was leveraging a dead deal with Mixer in a new contract negotiation.
Yes, 100% from the very get-go. I always said this was a deal where he used a offer from Mixer to leverage to leverage a better deal with Twitch, and then Twitch got pissed off about it because Mixer shut down, and they said, "Axe, you're done." Right now, Dr. Disrespect said that the lawyers were negotiating this, that, and whatever else, right? And so, okay, fine, whatever, carry on. But yet, even to this day, though, Twitch has never officially released a statement. Dr. Disrespect has never released a statement. Dr. Disrespect's only statement on this was he didn't know. They never told him. That's the only thing publicly that was ever been said. Now, so all I'm saying is Twitch is not noted.
Yeah, they've been uneven.
Well, no, they're not noted for just being transparent with the reasoning.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, which is a failing on their part as a company. Yeah, that's something I'm willing to admit as well. Is Twitch is horrible at running their company, and I almost think, and this is what I was going to bring up with you. I forgot to bring it up last night, but I was going to say, it would almost be beneficial if some of the creators got together and unionized, so they had actual rights and protections against their fucking childlike dictator employer.
Well,
because
Yeah, I don't disagree with. I don't. I'm anti-union, but
I
I
fucking
understand.
love unions, dude.
I,
Hell
don't-
yeah. Well,
I, don't-
they're
I
cool for me,
understand
but
what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you. But what I guess more clearly, and it's not just Twitch. YouTube is bad about
well,
this
the
shit too.
YouTubers, yeah, the YouTubers should absolutely 100%. People like Keem should get together a group of large creators and unionize. So they have some, like I said, advocacy against
Well,
their own fucking employers.
the problem is in both situations, both YouTube and Twitch, they need to have some definitive, ironclad do's and don'ts, not this vague references and just that kind. And because then the problem is when you have these vague type shit, it gives them the leeway to say punish somebody like
Yeah, you know what's
whoever to
great for that?
ban what.
A union steward.
Yeah, well, I've
They
had
fight
bad
for you, dude.
I've had bad experiences with the union, and so it left a very
I've
bad
had
taste in my mouth, and so
well,
I
I
want nothing to do with them.
I've had good experiences with them because
Okay, well,
I've been a union member and I've been in a company where I've had some shit go on. If I didn't have union advocacy, uh, I would have gotten
yeah,
canned over some bullshit.
yeah,
So I mean,
well,
I look, they do have their negative aspects. I'll give you that. I mean, look at fucking what the Teamsters and all that shit, like Jimmy Hoffa and all that.
well,
But
I will
yeah,
say this, and I believe unions had their place in time. I just think their time has passed.
nope.
Is that's my personal opinion, and
Yeah, I
I
just
know there's
disagree.
people out there who are pro union, and that's fine. I'm not whatever. I'm not going to argue or debate with you
Well,
about
like I hate
about
the fucks that abuse the union too, that just like sit around and collect a paycheck, and then if anyone tries to like get on them to do more work, they're like, "Whoa, talk to my union steward." It's like those fuckers need to go away
yeah.
because they're not being helpful to the company. It's like
Well,
the ideal situation is that when you have a union and you have employees that actually give a shit about their job. They're
yeah,
not there to just collect a paycheck. They actually provide to the
yeah,
company more than they're paid. That's the idea, right? It's like you provide a larger benefit to the company than you get paid, you know. So, but there's, a lot
well,
of people don't do that. They abuse the union protection, and you have shitty companies as a result.
well. I guess kind of bringing it back and kind of wrapping it up
Yeah,
because we're coming up on 5:30. But what I'll say is this is while I don't disagree with you that content creators should have the freedom to create content that is within the confines of the law and not be punished for it, right? And if they reach certain milestones to enable monetization or to receive whatever, then yeah, they should ideally they should be allowed to be able to be monetized and to receive the benefits thereof. Okay, but ultimately, what everyone has to remember is that companies are in existence for one thing and one thing only, and that's to make money. Is the bottom line,
money.
and the bottom line is what is going to drive every company's um, actions, decisions, and what they do. Okay, so what Twitch is doing is a direct reflection of them being worried about advertisers pulling their money, the advertising money, away from them. And another thing that you also have to always keep in mind is this: Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, even those type of things. That is the new media, right? That's the new media. You have your old media, which is television, your papers, newspapers, things like that, and they're both in direct competition on getting these corporations that advertise to advertise on their platforms, be it newspaper, be it you know magazines, whatever. Okay, so you're always going to have the old guard, if you will, that are going to try to do everything they possibly can to destroy the new media and to put it in a bad light to prevent advertisers to go there and advertise, because they're going to present themselves as a safe space. They don't have the eyes, they don't have the viewership that the new medium has, and that's really what advertisers are after, is getting their product in front of as many eyes as they possibly can. So to have a true free internet, as Banana wishes it was, is in a utopian society, which I don't think will ever occur. Because
I am not one of those fucking utopianists, like naive.
well,
shit
no,
men.
but you know what I'm talking about. I mean,
Oh yeah,
where
I know.
where
I'm just
where there's
giving you shit.
there's no ramifications, right?
Yeah, I would like
Yeah.
for creative freedom on shit like this. Yeah,
Sure, but it's not going to happen. I mean, and
probably not.
companies respond and do what's best for them. So, and the bottom line is this: if I was in my late teens, early 20s, and had a smoking bod like these young ladies do, I would be shaking my tits and ass and trying to be making money that way, and too, right? Why
Yeah.
not? I don't see anything wrong with it morally. Ethically, I have nothing wrong with what they're doing. Right? I have zero issues with it.
Right.
I do have some issues or qualms with the ones that are obviously predatory in nature, and they are taking advantage of the introverted men that don't know how to talk to girls or whatever. I have some problems with that, but ultimately my problem is with the idiots that don't have enough sense to get in and out of the damn rain, basically. Not the girls themselves. But you know, hey, companies are going to protect their bottom line, you know, and you're not ever going to truly have creative freedom like you're wanting until we have somebody that is a gazillionaire that starts a platform that just doesn't give two rat turds about
Well-
what anybody says, and just allows within the confines of the law to occur on their platform, period.
Hopefully, whenever Elon's done fucking up my money, he can make a free platform for everyone to enjoy, since he's the savior of the internet.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but whatever, right? So, anyway, I want to thank everybody, the Alex for that joined us. Thanks to the ones that have watched the VOD later on.
We appreciate you. Thank you,
Uh,
new subscriber.
Thank you, new subscriber. Also, I would love if some of you guys could start catching us live so we could actually interact with you in real time with your thoughts and stuff.
Yeah,
But
we would
I'm
love to hear those.
yeah, but I understand that sometimes time just constraints are not. That's just not applicable. But we still would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Please respond. Share your thoughts. Either Banana or myself will respond and
Yeah,
interact
call me a
with.
simp. Come at me, bro. We'll duke it out in the fucking comment section. You and me. Let's go.
But anyway, we do appreciate, and we appreciate the
Absolutely.
viewers. We it does mean a lot to us to get the views that we've got. I don't know. We will be here next. We are here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. Most times we don't get quite as, I guess, argumentative. I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever you
usually
call
we're
it.
pretty laid back, but I think this is our
Yeah.
first real difference of opinion.
Yeah, it is, and we're not really, I guess, necessarily disappearing. I just don't give a
Well-
shit. I just know what companies are going to do, and that's it.
Yeah, and
so,
I think it's true. Is because like you and I, whenever we fleshed out the show, we were talking about like our ideological like
Yeah.
sway. And I told you I was more liberal, and you're like, you don't really sound like a liberal. And it's like, and now we're getting to the part where like this is my liberal side coming out.
that's fine.
And like I'm not a fucking Democrat, but I do believe in like letting
Well,
things go. Letting
people can be conservative and people can be liberal without being a Republican or being a Democrat.
Nah,
a
fuck
lot
that
of-
party nonsense.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that, but
They
it's
don't.
a thing.
It's unfortunate.
So anyway, again, thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate it. Like I said, we do appreciate the new sub. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you think we have earned that. Please share out the podcast wherever you can,
Yeah,
and we will see you next Sunday in the Funny Papers.